This is the XRP 1 month overview reading for the month of June 2024. It's currently May 21st, 2024, 1:53 p.m. Eastern Time. XRP at the time of this reading is currently 0.5444, just under 55 cents USD. The shuffle video for the June XRP reading was created on May 2nd, 2024 at 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time. That's a video playing for you in the lower left corner. The overall theme and behavior for XRP, we have a failed attempt to break through a previously established resistance, followed by a decline through key support as the main theme. It's crossed with sideways rotation along key support on a one-year chart scale. That sideways rotation will rise to meet the nearest resistance and then fall back down and continue rotating sideways. Behavior around the highest high or highs for the month, we have a notable decline off of the month's highest high, and then behavior around the lowest lower lows for the month. We have sideways rotation, followed by a big move higher and a sideways rotation at a higher price level. Now, I'm going to get into the day-by-day chart behavior as well as timing the highest highs and the lowest lows and the best trade opportunities, all of that in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to make sure you're aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube Tips. And that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. On the first, we have a period of bumping along resistance sideways. When you see the Valor card, often you'll break through resistance and then meet another one and bump along that resistance sideways. There is a highest high for the month thus far here on the second, and we declined from that high with a sideways fluctuating decline. I'm advised not to chase that decline. We have a notable move to the upside on the third, taking us back to a highest high, either on the third or the fourth, or possibly on both. When you see the Ace of Swords, it indicates a resistance level that we decline from and then return to in the not too distant future. So probably what we do is we see that high again on the third, decline from it, and then return to it on the fourth in the midst of the erratic behavior back and forth to the same price level. There's a crest that we'll revisit in that erratic behavior there on the fourth. That was recently a past opportunity. That's part of what makes me think that there's another highest high there. On the fifth, we have a decline to and through support. We have another support. We rotate sideways along that support, and into the sixth, where we see sideways, where we see increased volatility. There's a prominent trough that'll stand out on a 1 month scale there on the sixth in the midst of that volatility. When we have a sharp drop that stands out in the period of volatility there on the sixth. On the seventh, a lot of volatility as well. A notable move to the upside early in the day on the sixth, and a trade opportunity that we'll talk about in more detail in the pay version. Notable move to the upside and a breakout on in the early part of the seventh, I should say, not the sixth, the seventh, and a lot of price change there on the seventh. On the 8th, the 7th to the 8th, we may be revisiting a highest high. It's possible that we see the highest high several times throughout the month, but we decline from, I guess, a resistance on the 7th. We decline to and through support to meet another support, and then we rotate sideways along that support before breaking down through multiple supports, and that's off of the high. Remember, off of the highs, there's a sharp decline. Now, on the 9th, we have another lowest low thus far, and a big move, starting out of a decline, a big move from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. Rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time on the 10th, taking us into the 11th, where we have a prominent move higher, and then a full retracement of that move back down. On the 12th, a near overbought crest that we sell off from through multiple support levels. On the 13th, the Princess of Discs indicating a lot of price change involved around a important support level on a multi-day scale. A lot of price change there, and usually a cash out opportunity. I'll talk about in more detail in the paid version, but there is some possibility of a highest high yet again here on the 13th. On the 14th, however, we probably declined from the high early in the day on the 13th into key support on a 1 year chart scale on the 14th. On the 15th, a notable move back to the upside. We have a prominent peak and a cash out opportunity there. This is a notable opportunity on it's an improbable opportunity to really stand out amongst other opportunities when we look back at June here on the 15th. On the 16th, an important resistance level on a multi-day scale highlighted, and we sort of have like a flat day when we see the peak start. On the 17th, the Ace of Discs indicating a lot of price change involved around a important support level on a multi-day scale. It looks like it's probably to the upside. We have a prominent peak on a 1 month scale early in the day on the 18th, and the science card also indicating an important technical price level on a 1 year chart scale. So we probably go from important support to important resistance just from the 17th into the 18th, and a lot of price change there. On the 19th, 3 pokes through the same trend line, followed by a sharp drop off of the third poke. Before we go any further, let's take a look at April and see how we did. The April reading was created on February 2nd. The April reading was created on February 2nd, 2024 at 8:47 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so we have a highest high here on the 1st, possibly again on the 3rd, 4th, and then again on the 7th-ish. And you can see we had a high on the 1st. We almost came back to it on the 4th, not quite. And then I have another high on the 7th. Looks like I was a little early. It ends up being here on like the 9th, 10th. And then there was some possibility of one more high around the 12th, 13th. And you can see it was close to a high. You could consider this almost the highest high here on the 12th, on the 11th. So just a little bit late on that, but there was a notable reversal and a big move to the downside, taking us to a prominent trough there on the 13th. And we have that as a prominent trough. I have a lowest low on the 20th. Looks like we were a day late there, and it's not quite the lowest low, but you could say pretty close. On the 23rd, we have the unicursal hexagram indicating a price level that we declined from pretty notably. You can see how from the 23rd, it's pretty much declined into the rest of the month. We have another lowest low on the 29th, 30th, and you can see how we had another low that took place here on the 30th. This was overall a very accurate reading. We're off a couple days on some of these, but the sequence of events, pretty solid. And as far as trades go, if you open up a short position on the 1st, added to it on the 4th, or 3rd or the 4th, added to it on the 5th even, and then closed it on the 19th. Actually, the trade opportunity was indicated on the 19th, not the 20th. You might have left a little on the table, but it's still a very profitable trade. Also, there would have been opportunity to close out of it. We would have instructed maybe to close out of it the short position here on the 13th in the midst of that prominent trough. And that would have been a really, really solid trade. On the 19th, well, here with the full card on the 23rd, we would have instructed to open up a short position and close the short position here on the 29th. So on the 23rd, you would have opened up a short position. You would have closed it here on the 29th, left a little bit on the table, but it's still a very solid trade. The majority of the trades for the month of April for XRP were on point, guys, even when we missed the high by a couple of days. This is really, really solid reading. Hopefully people made some good money. And guys, you would have known about these trades well ahead of time if you had the paid version. It's a great way to support the channel. If you utilize this information regularly to make money, it's really the right thing to do. If you're interested in the paid version, it's a really great way to support the channel. What you get in the paid version is information you won't find anywhere else, as far as highest highs, lowest lows, what type of chart behavior to look for as far as entry and exit into and out of the general timing of those highs and lows, and then price level information whenever we're able to extrapolate that as well. All of that in the paid version, well ahead of the market. We're running roughly a 95% accuracy right now, guys, a 95% accuracy. So with that said, you get the paid version here under hover over our services on our website, TerraForTraders.com, click on As Meta Posts, scroll down the monthly subscription, click here to order. You can subscribe to just Google or any of these tickers individually, or you can subscribe and get the paid version of all of them for the all paid monthlies of predictions. It also gives you access to the one-offs when people order custom monthlies. You get access to those as well, and there's usually at least a couple of customs every month. So thank you to everybody that goes ahead and does that. Really great way, again, to support the channel and show your appreciation. And you guys are really the core foundation of support for the channel. Not to mention, it's also the most popular subscription on the channel. All right, guys, let's get back into it. On the 20th, we have a prominent move to the upside, followed by a full retracement back down, and then a similar kind of behavior on the 21st, a pop and drop with the highest high towards the end of the day on the 21st. These highest highs are probably the same highest highs. Like, it's probably the same price level throughout the majority of the month, these highest highs. But here on the 22nd, the 21st, 22nd, at that key resistance, we decline from the resistance, and it indicates that the Princess of Swords indicates that we'll return back to that resistance, so you could play some good trades there. I'll talk about in more detail in the paid version. On the 23rd, a rally along a diagonal trend line that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. If there's a highest high that's higher than all the other highs, it's going to be around the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, just to be clear. There's key resistance on the 24th on a multi-day scale, probably our highest high, our last highest high, and then there's a sharp universal hexagram decline off of that resistance on the 24th into the 25th, continuing even into the 26th. We have a lowest low for the month there on the 25th to the 26th. The 26th is a prominent peak at the end of the day and a trade opportunity there as well. Another notable decline on the 27th through multiple support levels, and that decline continues into the 28th. There's an unexpected move to the upside out of that decline, taking us to another peak. A lot of price change there, taking us to another peak at the end of the day on the 28th, and there's a day trade opportunity on the 28th. I'll talk about in more detail. On the 29th, a rally offering opportunity. Again, a trade opportunity there. I'll talk about in more detail in the paid version. And then on the 30th, we have bearish price swings and or a sharp decline on a multi-day scale. The sneak preview for July, we have a rally that turns over. So the completion of the rally, usually that means we see a crest, not a peak, but an actual crest. And I'm going to talk about all that in the best trades in just a moment in the paid version. That's XRP for June 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go. You know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see my angel investors on the Discord channel. Everybody else, I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned if you got the paid version.